Good morning, children. We have completed the third chapter, that is human reproduction. And in the description box of the last video, I have shared the link from which you can write the notes of that chapter. Today, we will start with fourth chapter, that is reproductive health. Reproductive health refers to the state of healthy reproductive organs with normal functions. According to WHO, reproductive health can be defined as total well-being in all aspects of reproduction, that is, physical, emotional, behavioral, and social. Full form of WHO is World Health Organization. So according to WHO, reproductive health is defined as total well-being in all aspects of reproduction, that is physical, emotional, behavioral, and social. Therefore, a society with people having physically and functionally normal reproductive organs can emotionally and behaviorally normal interactions among them in all sex-related aspects is called reproductively healthy society. The increasing population of the world is hindering the task of making a healthy society. The direct and practicable method to control population is reduction in birth rate. So, in this chapter, we are going to discuss various aspects on which health care program should focus on: methods of contraception, sexually transmitted diseases, and infertility problems, and methods to tackle them in order to achieve reproductive health of each and every individual of society. Starting with the first topic, that is reproductive health problems and strategies. India was amongst the first few countries to initiate action plans and programs at the national level to attain total reproductive health as a social goal. These programs were called family planning and were initiated in 1951. These programs were periodically assessed over past decades, and improved programs are currently in operation under the name Reproductive and Child Health Care RCH programs. Reproductive and child health care programs deals the following. First one is gives awareness about reproduction related aspects for creating a reproductively healthy society. They educate people about birth control, care of pregnant mothers, postnatal care of mothers, means after the delivery, what care should be given to the mothers and the children, importance of breastfeeding after the delivery of the infant, why it is very important for the breastfeeding, means the mother's milk, equal opportunities for male and female child, etc. Then awareness of programs due to population explosion, social evils like sex abuse and sex-related crimes, etc. There are the aims and needs of sex education in school. To provide right information about sex-related aspects. It helps to avoid sex-related myths and misconceptions. To give proper information about reproductive organs, adolescence, and related changes, safe and hygienic sexual practices, sexually transmitted diseases like AIDS, etc. Now let us study about population explosion. What is population? Population represents the total number of individuals of a species living in an area. In last century, all-round development in various fields have taken place that has significantly improved quality of life of people. Increased health facilities along with better living conditions had an explosive impact on the growth of population. This rapid increase in population over a relatively short period is called population explosion. The world population, which was around 2 billion, the world population, which was around 2 billion in 1900, has increased to about 6 billion by 2000. A similar trend was observed in India too. Our population, which was observed in India, was approximately 350 million. At the time of our independence, it has now reached close to the billion by 2000 and has crossed 1.2 billion by May 2000. This indicates that every sixth person in the world is an Indian. Through our RCH programs, that is, reproductive and child health care programs, we can bring down population growth rate. According to 2001 census, here it is 2001. According to 2001 census report, the population growth was around 2%, that is 20 by 1000 per year. If this value persists for a long period, our population could double in coming 33 years. Such an alarming rate of population explosion can lead to absolute scarcity of even the basic requirements, like there will be shortage of food, unemployment will be there, education, poverty, etc. Now, the expected reasons for the population explosion may be: number one is the increased health facilities and better living conditions, rapid decline in death rate, maternal mortality rate, MMR. Mortality means the death rate. Okay, so there is a reduction in the maternal means mother mortality, death rate. Okay, increase in number of people in reproductive age or reproducible age, decline in infant mortality rate, IMR. That also causes the population explosion. Now, if the population increases at a very tremendous rate, then there will be scarcity of basic requirements like food, shelter, and clothing, as I've told you earlier. So for that, certain control measures should be followed. So there are certain steps which are undertaken by government to control population growth. Number one is motivate smaller families by using contraceptive methods, by giving incentives to the couple with small families, aware people about a slogan, Hum do, Hamare do, we two, our two. Many couples nowadays have adopted one-child norm. Statutory raising of marriageable age of girls to 18 years and 21 years in case of boys. Statutory means required or permitted raising of marriageable age. For girls it is 18 and for boys it is 21 years. Now, the regulation of conception by preventive methods or devices that limit the number of offsprings is called the birth control or contraception. There are certain properties of an ideal contraceptives or contraceptions, like it should be user friendly, it should not harm the user, it should be easily available to the user, it should be effective, it should fulfill the function for which it is being used. It should be reversible. That means after its use it can be removed out. It should have no or it should have least side effects. It should not have any side effects, or there should be least side effects, very less side effects of the contraceptives to the users. It should not interfere with sexual drive or desire and sexual act of the user. So these are the various properties of an ideal contraceptive. There are different contraceptive methods. The presently available wide range of contraceptive methods could be broadly grouped into different categories like natural or traditional methods, barrier methods, intrauterine devices, oral contraceptives, injectables, and surgical methods. Let us study these methods one by one. Starting with the first one, that is the natural or traditional method. These methods are based on the principle of avoiding chances of ovum and sperm meeting. Different types of natural or traditional methods are periodic abstinence, coitus interruptus, and lactational amenorrhea. Let us see the first one, that is periodic abstinence. It is a method in which couples avoid coitus or intercourse from 10th to 17th days of the menstrual cycle. You can see in this diagram, 10th to 17th day is the fertile period. And in this fertile period, ovulation occurs. Right, so in periodic abstinence method, couples avoid intercourse from 10 to 17th days of the menstrual cycle because ovulation can occur mostly during this time, which is called the fertile period. Thus, by abstaining from coitus during this period, conception could be prevented. The second method is coitus interruptus or withdrawal. In this method, the male partner withdraws his penis from the vagina just before ejaculation so as to avoid insemination. And the third one is lactational amenorrhea, absence of menstruation. From ancient times, women have extended breastfeeding so as to avoid a new pregnancy. It refers to the absence of menstrual cycle. During this period of intense lactation, following parturition, because ovulation does not occur in this period, the chances of conception are almost nil. This method is reliable for a maximum of 6 months after the delivery. Side effects are almost nil, but chances of failure of this method are very high. The second type of contraceptive is the barrier method. These methods prevent sperms and ovum from physically meeting in order to prevent fertilization. These methods are available for both males and females. Example, condoms, diaphragms, cervical caps, walls. Let us start with the first type of barrier, that is condom. Condoms are made of thin rubber or latex sheet and are used to cover the penis in males and vagina and cervix in females. That is, condoms are used just before coitus so that ejaculated semen would not enter female reproductive tract. Nirod is a very popular condom used by males. Female condoms are known as femidomes. Use of condoms has increased in recent years due to its additional benefit of providing protection against sexually transmitted diseases like AIDS. It is disposable, means after its use it can be thrown, it can be disposed of properly. It can be self-inserted and thereby give privacy to the users. Now, diaphragms, cervical caps and walls. These are also made up of rubber and are inserted into the female reproductive tract to cover the cervix during intercourse or mating. They block the entry of sperms through the cervix. They are reusable. Spermicides available in the form of creams, jellies and foams are usually used along with this cervical caps, diaphragms and walls to increase the contraceptive efficiency. These are applied at the surface of vagina before intercourse. This contains spermicides that kills spermatozoa such as lactic acid, citric acid, boric acid, zinc sulfate and potassium permanganate. This can be used by anyone who is not allergic to these spermicides. The another type of contraceptive is intrauterine devices. These devices contain either copper or progesterone and are inserted by doctors in the uterus through vagina. It can be inserted by doctors or nurses. These are a form of long reversible contraceptive method. They increases the phagocytosis of the sperms. Sperms are phagocytized inside the uterus. IUDs are ideal method to delay pregnancy or for space children. There are different types of IUDs like non-medicated IUDs, copper-releasing IUDs, hormone-releasing IUDs. Let us start with the first type, that is non-medicated IUDs. Non-medicated IUDs retard the sperm motility. The sperm motility, that is the movement of the sperm, is decreased by the use of non-medicated IUDs. They also have spermicidal effect, that is they kill the sperms. Example is lipase loop. The diagram is shown here. Then copper releasing IUDs. Copper T, copper 7, multi-load 375 and Paragard are some of the copper releasing IUDs. The copper ion suppresses the motility and fertilizing capacity of the sperms. As a result, there will be no fusion of male and female gamete, which will avoid the pregnancies. The third type is hormone-releasing IUDs. Example, progesterone, LNG20, Mirena are some of the well-known hormone-releasing IUDs. They make the uterus unsuitable for implantation, that is, attachment of the embryo to the uterine wall. And the cervix also becomes unsuitable to the sperms, because of which the sperms will be killed and there will be no pregnancies. The fourth method is the oral contraceptives. Oral contraceptives are the preparations of hormones, either progesterones or progesterone-estrogen combinations in the form of pills or tablets. These are used by females. Oral pills are generally taken daily for a period of 21 days, starting within the first 5 days of menstrual cycle, after a gap of 7 days during which menstruation occurs. It has to be repeated in the same pattern till female desires to prevent contraception. They alter or inhibit ovulation and fertilization, and also modify the quality of cervical mucus to prevent or retard the entry of sperms. These are the well accepted, as they are very effective with less side effects. They are very popular among the urban women, and the most common examples are Maladi and Saheli. Saheli is a new oral contraceptive for the females that contain a non-steroidal preparation. It is developed by CDRI in Lucknow. CDRI is Central Drug Research Institute. It is a once a week pill with few side effects and high contraceptive values. The fifth one is injectables. Hormone injections are progesterone derivatives or progesterone estrogen combinations given every 3 months as injections or implants under the skin. They release the hormones slowly and prevent ovulation. They are convenient and highly effective with no side effects. Most common form is a kit consisting high dose of birth control pills. This, if taken within 72 hours of coitus, have been very effective as emergency contraceptives, as they could avoid the possible pregnancies due to rape or casual unprotected intercourse. But it has side effects. Their side effects are menstrual irregulation, vomiting, etc. And the examples are I-pill, pill 72, unwanted 72. The last contraceptive method is the surgical method. These are the terminal methods which are used by males or female partner to prevent any more pregnancies. These are the permanent methods. They cannot be reversed again. And it blocks the transport of gametes and thereby prevent the contraception. It is available in the form of vasectomy in men and tubectomy in women. So there are two types of surgical methods, vasectomy and tubectomy. Vasectomy in the males and tubectomy in females. Vasectomy. In vasectomy, a small part of the vas deferens is removed or tied up through a small incision on the scrotum, and this is done in males. In tubectomy, a small part of the fallopian tube is removed or tied up through a small incision in the abdomen or vagina in females. Both these techniques, that is vasectomy and tubectomy, are known to be highly effective, but they are poorly reversible. One should keep in mind that contraceptives are not regular requirement for maintaining reproductive health. They need to be practiced against natural reproductive events like conception or pregnancy. There may be personal reasons to adopt these methods, like to prevent pregnancy or to delay or space pregnancy. However, their possible ill effects are also there, like nausea, vomiting like feeling, abdominal pain in the stomach, breakthrough bleeding, means vaginal bleeding or spotting that occurs between menstrual periods or while pregnant. Then the next one is the irregular menstrual bleeding, that is, length of the cycle is more than 35 days, or if the duration of the menstrual cycle varies. Then breast cancer. These are all the side effects of the contraceptive methods. So children, that is all for today. I hope you have understood the topic. Thank you.